Welcome back to another video. I really do appreciate you taking the time to be here to listen to this episode. So what we're going to be talking about is LightingE Motors, okay? So ticker symbol ZEV. So let's get straight into it. The whole entire episode, the whole entire point of this episode is to be discussing why is the stock being affected? Why is it in the green today? What are we worried about in the future? What is the current event? So let's get right into it. Again, ticker symbol ZEV. So currently, if you look at the stock on closing, it was at 565, which is great. And I always like to see it in green. So you've got 0.43 or 8.24%. Okay, let's get straight into it. So LightingE Motors, right? Now, this was just a couple days ago. If you did not hear, okay, and this is going to be the catalyst, to report fourth quarter 2021 earnings on March 28th. So let's read it. They are a leading provider of zero emissions medium duty commercial vehicles and electric vehicle technology for fleets. Okay, I want to underline that and circle and bold it because the fleets part I'm going to talk about a little bit later in the video and why it's important. So today announced, which was on the 14th, that the company will release its fourth quarter 2021 results after the market close of the 28th. Again, I just wanted to let you know as a reference what is coming up here soon. So if you are currently have the stock as individual stock or options for puts or calls, regardless of the situation, it is going to be the next coming up catalyst. So keep that in mind. But there is still a boiling point within the market itself, and again, we will discuss. So what I wanted to point up or bring up on the screen is going to be the financials, quarterly financials. So I wanted to specifically bring up March 2021. So as you can see, revenue was 4.59, net income was negative 27, and then net profit margin was negative 597.6%. Now keep in mind, this was March 2021, right? So net change in cash was 1.31. You fast forward, okay, so let's see, September the 21st, revenue 6.26, net income negative 49, net profit margin negative 790, operating income negative 10.89, and then net change negative 14.65. Now, what we're going to be worried about is going to be the upcoming one. Are we going to miss the Q4? So you can see in Q3 we missed by negative 5.81%. But the market has been destroyed. We all know that. We know that the tickers, the trend lines, they've gone up, they've gone down, but for the most part, it is still in the red. So let's continue. Okay, so looking back, February 3rd, 2022, with the press release, you got LightingE Motors joins with General Motors to electrify medium-duty trucks, right? LightingE Motors expands manufacturing facility to meet increasing customer demand. And then the next upcoming catalyst is going to be March 28th. Just a quick little summary. Now, why did I want to talk about the fleet? So what I like about this company, and one thing that I think is important that not many people think about, is the service type jobs. So what am I talking about? For example, let me illustrate this. Let me give you this type of visual. So let's say you've just built this neighborhood and you have all these individuals that bought all this house, right? Not everybody wants to cut the grass, okay? So let's say you cut someone's grass and it costs $100, maybe every 2 weeks, or even $100 a month. Well, if there's 500 homes, right? If there's 500 homes in one single neighborhood and there's multiple neighborhoods, you add it up. The way I kind of look at LightingE Motors is that hidden gem where they have these fleet type companies. I mean, think about it: ambulances, buses, transport or transit passenger vans, shuttles. I mean, it's actually really clever, right? So they are in the energy sector when it comes to electricity, but they're in a it's almost like they're in their own division themselves, because the service that they're providing with the vehicles that they have is a sector in, a different area where not too many people are focusing on. So it's a really good category to be in, and that's why I wanted to bring that up. So always keep that in mind, especially when you are feeling a little bit down. Okay, so some of the news. Why is my stock being affected? Why is it positive? Why is it negative? Okay, so first things first, one thing that I noticed was, well, it apparently, according to this news article, U.S. has a clear warning for China. Don't come to Russia's aid. Will Beijing heed it? If they say they knew, they are accomplice. If they say they didn't know, they were played by Russia. One expert said. So neither is viable option. Okay, so at Hong Kong, at high level talks this week, the United States has a clear warning for China. Don't come to Russia's aid in the invasion of Ukraine, right? We've got this war going on between Ukraine and Russia. It's been pretty heated, it's been devastating, and it is a major deal. So it's going to affect the market one way or the other. And so, what are they talking about? U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, who met for 7 hours with the top Chinese diplomat on Monday, raised directly and very clearly the concerns about China's support for Russia since the invasion and the implications it could have for Beijing's relationship around the world. So that's one thing that's going to be affecting the market, which way that turns. The major one, I believe, is going to be the Federal Reserve approves first interest rate hike in more than 3 years, sees 6 more ahead. So key points, okay? I'm not going to bore you with all the information, so let's just look at the key points. The Fed approved a 0.25 percentage point rate, or a 0.25% point rate. Okay, and this is the first increase since December 2018, which is kind of interesting. If you remember December 2019, people were looking forward to 2020 because everyone was at um, a very high or increase in just the market itself. Everybody was in the green overall. So keep that in mind. Now, officials indicated an aggressive path ahead, with rates rising comes at each of the remaining 6 meetings in 2022. Now, members also paired expectations for economic growth this year and sharply raised their outlook for inflation. So leave a comment down below on what you think about this. What do you think about this news just in general? Okay, so again, I wanted to pull up a different article, seeing this if this information is still the same. So additional rate hikes are likely to fall in the coming months. On average, Fed policymakers said they expect interest rates, which have been zero, to climb to around 1.9% by the end of the year. Okay, so this individual says, as I look around the table at today's meeting, I saw a committee that acutely aware of the need to return the economy to price stability and determined to use our tools to do exactly that. And that's going to be from the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, or Jay Powell. Told reports after the central bank's rate setting committee held its first in-person meeting since the beginning of the pandemic. Okay, so let's continue to move forward here. Last thing, and I thought this was interesting, leave a comment down below. Netflix plans to start charging for password sharing and customers aren't happy. I think this is kind of interesting because I don't know anyone that doesn't share their Netflix password. There's always someone that's making the payment, but there's probably 3 or 4 people that's getting to share it, and they're getting to share it for free. So anyways, guys, I really do appreciate it. Until next time.